Welcome to this tutorial about how to use Clara, how to get onboarded, and generally it's a run through on how Clara works from end to end. You can also view the individual chapters as separate videos as you're working your way through the platform. Now when you start with Clara, you'll automatically be given a 14-day free trial of the Pro version. There's a Pro version and a solo version, but once you sign up, the first 14 days will be free and on the Pro version. So you'll be able to test everything out. Simple as clicking on the button to get started, adding in your name, email. I'm going to use a test account. And then a password. Terms and conditions, and then click on create, and that will give you it should send you an email. Once you've had the email, you click the link and then you click on I'm verified login, and then we'll move into the onboarding stage. So once you're into your account, you'll come to a screen like this. The next 16 steps are a walkthrough that helps you to get your account set up properly and to make the most of some of the features in a fairly straightforward way. So take the time now to go through. You can skip through these quite quickly, but I would suggest taking the time to put all the information in, and then your website will be set up for you. I've pre-filled some of the fields and details so that we can skip through it fairly quickly. Business name, the country I'm based in, France, experience level. Now this is basically a setting to give you varying advice from Clara. So when you talk to Clara and when you upload dishes for feedback, Clara will speak to you in a tone based on whether you are just getting started or whether you're quite advanced and want some quite direct specific feedback about your dishes. So it stops people who are new to cooking from being offended by Clara's feedback, and it stops experienced chefs from thinking that she's a little bit vague on her feedback. Or upload a hero image. Now this is the image for your website, and I suggest, it says here, 1800 by 600 pixels. It just needs to be something quite wide. 16 by 9 would be all right. And I'm going to go and find this narrow picture that I've got here of a restaurant that I was once working in, and then continue. And this will be generated on your web page. Upload your logo, a nice clear logo, probably white, with a transparent background is correct for this. Doesn't need to be very large. Okay, goes on your invoices, on your quotes and things like this. Now this is pretty clever. This is the back-end settings for the AI photo enhancement. And what it lets you do is upload 3 images that you want to use as a background for your images when you upload images for your different recipes and things. So those are 3 from a kitchen that I was working in. The prompt is here. I would suggest leaving it as it is. This works quite well, but just know that you could change it at any point if you needed to. And these are also settings that are available in the settings tab once you've got your account running. Your story, a tagline for your website, bio. I've just copied something from my website, put it in here. Types of foods that you are happy to cook. Let's go with those ones. Private dining, parties, charters, anything that's relevant to your business. Where do you work? Where are you based? I'm based in Europe. Day rate and the markup multiplier. Now you can change this per quote. It's just for the default. So it will just give you the default figure each time you make a quote. Whatever is your standard day rate goes here. It can always be changed later. And the markup multiplier, this is if you're using a cost per head style of quoting, where you would say, I'll take the food cost and I'll times it by a certain multiplier. I always use 4. That allows 1 part for profit, 1 part for tax, 1 part for the food cost, and then another quarter for general running expenses and things like that. But everybody has their own sort of play on this. Now, what services do you offer? I'm going to add 3 services: private dining, ski chalet catering, summer catering. I've also added in 3 testimonials from my website. These are more about my teaching and support really than cooking. But you'll have testimonials to add here. Instagram and your website. If you've already got a website, you could list it here. And you can also use a custom URL to point at the website that we're going to make you as well. And again, these settings can be updated in the settings menu once you've got your account created. Bank details you can add in here. These go on your invoice, whether you're VAT registered or not. This is going to help with setting up your profit and loss accounts. All the bookkeeping in Clara is done for you, so it will work out the VAT from your receipts that you need to claim back and the VAT that you need to be charging. For now, I'll leave that toggled off. Get paid online. If you've got a Stripe account, you can connect it so people can directly pay your invoices. There's no percentage taken by Clara. I believe the Stripe percentage is about 1.5%. But you may decide to just stick with having your bank details for direct transfer on your invoice. Now this is a copy of my cookbook, the YSE Cookery School Recipe Collection. There's 190 recipes. Now you can choose if you want to seed these recipes, as in import them directly into your account straight away, or you can skip it and start with a blank account. If you import it, it will also bring all of the ingredients in that are connected with the recipes. A lot of them have videos with them as well, so it's a nice little way to get your account running without being faced with a blank screen and having to put in lots of recipes right from the start, which, to be honest, it's quite boring and often puts people off. So we'll just let that run. It's importing and building them into my account. You can see it's calculating the food costs, which we'll come to in another video. And it's all being sort of done by Clara. Now, once those have all successfully landed in your account, step 15 is to just highlight a few. Any that you've highlighted will be shown on your website so people can have a bit of an idea about your food, the things that you'll be cooking. So I'll just click a few of these dishes that I like the look of, and then we'll move on. Now start your trial. This gives you 14 days free access to the pro version of Clara, okay? So you won't be charged until you've had 14 days to test it out. And you'll move through, enter your card payment information, enter a promotional code if you happen to have one. Okay, so my account is created and you'll land on the desktop. For now, there's not a lot on the desktop. You'll have all sorts of cards appearing with all sorts of revenue and figures and information about your account as you start to use your account and enter information, etc. The things I want to draw your attention to before we sign off for this video is the little buttons here with the play logo on them. You can click on those and get a video about each section or each tab that you're in for a quick run through on how the function works. You can add an expense if you need to quickly take a picture and upload an expense. So that will be useful. And then view my website. This is where you find your website over here in settings, menu. If you need to copy it, the link is down here for you to copy or share. In another video, we'll talk about how to make that a custom URL. But for now, I just wanted to show you what your website looks like. Okay, so it's taken the picture that I uploaded earlier. It's used all my information. There's my bio and my services and things. These are dishes from my menu that I've favorited, so they show up here so that people can have a good idea of the sort of food that you are going to be serving them. Okay, services, your reviews and things here, and then a form at the bottom. Okay, so it's quite a simple website. It's all you need these days, a little bit of a showcase of what you've got on offer. And the great thing is that this is all done automatically. You can change this stuff yourself by changing things in the settings. I hope that's been informative. From here, I'm going to hand you over to Clara, who's going to take you through her whole system and explain how she works. See you soon.